Hey there guys, how are we doing? So, my name's Josh. Now you guys might not know me yet, but I'm one of the other teachers here at Rachel Jane Vocal. So today what we're going to be looking at, we're going to be doing a little bit of warm-up and maybe a bit of breathing exercises, and then we're going to look at Your Song by Elton John. All right, so I'm going to teach that to you. Might not get through the whole thing, might just do maybe like the first two verses and the chorus, yeah? But yes, that's going to be the plan for today. So, first things first, I know at the moment with lockdown, we're all kind of a bit slouchy at the moment. We're probably looking at computers all day. So I just want to do a little bit of a quick stretch, all right? So what I want you to do, I want you to tilt your head just to the side and just place your hand just on this side of your head. And you don't want to be pressing. You want to just be very gentle, just sort of placing your hand there. You should feel that stretch down there. Oh, that's good. I needed this. Been sitting on my computer all day and I'm still doing it, but that's all right. I'm stretching myself out now. So down here as well on the opposite side. There we go. Oof. You'll have to excuse this makeshift lighting setup. It's a bit shoddy, but we'll see how we go. Okay, and you can even do the same thing looking down. But when you're doing all these, you want to make sure you're sitting up nice and straight. So you don't want to be slouching. So your back and your muscles need to be engaged. So just looking down slightly, and again, just placing your hand. You're not pressing, just placing. You should feel that down the back of your neck here, and even down a little bit through your spine. There we go. All right, now we're going to rock our head in a semicircle as well. So it's going to look like this. So just like that. And that way we're getting all these muscles here stretched. And we're going to go round. Don't go too quickly. Yeah, you just want to go as fast as you can. Well, the speed that you need to go, I guess. Oh, there we go. Just to sort of help loosen that up. We're just going to as well, just because we don't want any tension. All right, so just place your sort of two fingers just here on sort of just next to your earlobes, basically. And we're just going to release our jaw so it's nice and loose. Right, I'm going to sound like this. Bit of a yawn, get a yawn in there. All right, and then we're just gonna go in circles and just try and massage these sort of joints here. All right, you go a bit lower, and you kind of want to move your fingers around a bit, so to different points, just to help kind of. You can even get your other fingers involved. Get your cheeks in there. There you go. This would make a great thumbnail. What do you guys think? I think it'll be a good one. All right. Whoa. Australia's next top model. Here you come. Here I come, I should say. Okay. All right. So, going to do some. What was going to do first? We're going to do some lip trills first. Okay. So we're just going to be using some lip trills, or bubbling, some people call them as well. So that's just going to be. Can everyone do that? All right. If you're having trouble, basically all you need to do is just place your fingers there, just next on either side of your mouth. You don't again, not pressing, just placing them only the lightest little bit, and just yeah. So it's all about constant airflow. That's a lot. That's one of the things that this exercise really helps with. Is a really constant sense of airflow, which is really, really important when you're singing nice long phrases, or you're trying to smooth things out. Let's say, yeah. And it actually helps with a bunch of other stuff, but that's all the technical, boring stuff we can talk about later. Okay, so yeah, I'll probably start in A. Yeah. Now, of course, because I'm catering for multiple voice types in this, I'm not. There's no one person this is for. Just start. If this is too low for you, you can just start where you'd like and then end where you'd like. So because I can't see you. I prefer that we just sort of keep this fairly relaxed. So try not to push it too much, because we don't want to create bad habits. Yeah. So once we start to get a bit higher, we'll talk about what to do, but never don't be pushing any of this. Don't be muscling it out. All right. So rather than straining your voice, just sort of step out. Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do perfect fifths. So it'll sound like this. So in A, so Pardon me. A dry throat, I really need a glass of water. So as you're getting higher with these bubbles and lip trills, make sure that the air is getting more. You're probably pushing, well, maybe not pushing too much more air, but you're using a bit more air as you're kind of going up. You want to think like you're going up and over the note, yeah? So we're not coming under the note, we're not pushing, we're maybe not with the shoulders involved, ignore that. All right, so where was that? That was where it was there. Very good. Very good. Okay, so one thing actually we should do, let's do the breathing exercises now, hey? Because this is a good chance to talk about support. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'll get you to the exercise. It will be so you're just putting your tongue up next to your top teeth. So a tss sound, yeah? And what I want you to do, I'm going to stand up for you to demonstrate. I want you to get your hands, all right, just like this. I want you to pop them around your side, okay, so that your thumbs are up here, okay, and your fingers are just here. So if your hips are probably about here, if your hips are here, yeah, probably just above your hips, yeah, you should feel these muscles. And when we're going into when we're doing our we're going to be activating these muscles here, all right? And these muscles extend all the way up our back, all right? So the muscle fibers, they kind of wrap around our torso, all right? So it'll look like this. You really want to activate these muscles. So watch my hands, and it'll only be a small movement, but just watch how much it moves. Yeah, I'll give you a front view. You got a good view of my belly there. There we go. So here we go. Okay. Try that one more time. All right. So we'll do one more sitting down, just so you can see what I'm doing. So when we're breathing, we're always breathing through our mouth, never breathing through our nose, because if we breathe through our nose, it just sort of closes off our throat a bit. All right, we want to keep everything nice and open. So and so do that a couple times. You don't have to follow me exactly. You can pause this and keep doing any of these exercises for longer if you're feeling like you're not warmed up enough, or if you just want to try them for a bit longer. So what you can do, you can do that, and then on that, see how long you can go for. Try and test yourself, all right? And each time you do it, try and get a little bit longer, all right? And when you're doing that, you want to make sure these muscles in your sides and your back are still activated on those. Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's go into some. Just going to do some sirens as well. This probably should have done this first, but we'll do it now. So just on a hum. Actually, yeah, on a hum. We'll do it on a hum. You can also do this on an NG sound, so an sound. So we'll do it on a hum. Maybe we'll do it on an NG next. So we'll just go from your lowest note up to your highest note and then back down again. So it'll sound like this. Yep, and just do that. You can do it as slow as you want, just to get every single note in there. Okay, so this would sound like on an NG. really should have grabbed some water before this. Okay, so you can do that a couple more times as well. So that's just a nice good one to sort of lean into some of these exercises as well. Okay, but now we're going to do some nas. So it'll be a na, so a descending. We go na, 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 na. So we're going to be going down. So we'll start na, 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 na. I think that's good. Oh wait, no, it'll be... Yeah, that's it there. There we go. So, na, 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 na. Oh, na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. 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 When we're doing this exercise as well, it's na, na. So it's quite a tall sound. It's it's nice and tall. And we're really kind of letting our jaw sort of relax. So na, 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 na. We're probably not trying to move our jaw too much. It's probably more about the tongue. Na, 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 na. This is like jaw's moving a tiny bit, but you don't want to be going na, 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 na. All right, because that's just bad technique, and it's inefficient as well. That's one of the other big things. All right, so where were we? We'll just go from there. Yeah. Oh gosh, what key is that? There we go. Yes, D. There we go. Na, 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 na. So here we go. Na, 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 na. 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 Yeah, that's probably enough. I'm kind of I think everyone else might have conked out by then. But another thing, as we're going lower, all right, another thing to think about is we want to keep a sort of central anchor point. So as we're kind of going down, we don't want to let everything sort of drop. Okay, so what I kind of mean by that is that we want to add what's called twang. Okay, so not sure if you may or may not have heard about twang yet in some of your lessons, but twang, what it is anatomically, is the areoepiglottic sphincter, which is a sphincter right above your epiglottis, and it's tightening. Okay, so that's physiologically what's happening. Don't need to hear that ever again. What it sounds like, it's sort of the sound of like a baby crying. So the sound kind of gets brighter, let's say. So I'll kind of give you a demonstration. So if this is ah, ah, right? That's just normal without, a little bit of twang in there, but not much. Ah, yeah, that's adding twang into it. So twang is kind of like, there's no business like show business. There's no business I know. Any of your Liza Minnelli sort of stuff, there's all that twang in there. So that's what we're adding as we're going down. So I'll start on C. Na, 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 rather than na, 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 na. You don't want to let it sort of sink back. You don't want it to, you don't want to let it sink back. We'll leave it at that. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. So we're sort of almost keeping it up as we go down. Na, 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 na. Very good. Cool. All right, so, of course, I've already been going for 15 minutes. Let's get into the song, okay? So, this is Your Song by Elton John. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sing it first, and then I'm going to try and play it. There's the big word. Try and play it on just the notes for a bit of a note bash. And I'm going to go phrase by phrase. So there's 4 phrases in each verse, okay? So we're in E flat major, if that means anything to anyone. Okay, so it sort of goes like this. It's a little bit funny this feeling inside. It's a G minor. G minor, this feeling inside. So I'm going to play that again for you. So, it's a little bit funny, this feeling inside. Added a little trill on the end there, little riff actually is what you would call it. And that's something we're going to talk about in just a second, because that's something that Elton John puts it a lot. He puts it pretty much almost at the end of every single phrase, pretty much actually, yeah, now that I'm thinking about it. So I'm going to play that now. So it's what it sounds like, just the notes. All right, for one. All right, I'll do that one more time. Cool. The other thing is, well, I'm reading off sheet music and it's a little bit different to the recording. So you might, if you know this song really well, you might hear this and kind of go, it's a little bit different to what he sings. I'm mainly reading off this, but yeah, so it's probably going to be a little bit different, okay? And then the second phrase, where are we? C minor. I'm not one of those who can easily hide. Pardon me. Okay, so that sounds like this. So, for one. Play one more time. So, boom. Oops, so C. Oh gosh, I stuffed that up. All right, one more time. Here we go. Third time lucky. Here we go. All right. There we go. Cool. All right, and then we're going into the third phrase, which is, and then we go into, yeah, okay. So, I don't have much money, but boy, if I did. All right. So one sounds like this. Sorry, I'm really off my mark today. Here we go. One more time. Is that kind of that riffy part that I was talking about earlier. So this could be, you could sort of change any of these like little riffs at the end. So what's written on here is da-da-da-dum, but you could even just do da-da-dum, da-da-dum. You know, so you're sort of at liberty with contemporary music to change it as you kind of want, really, within reason. You don't want to change too much. Still got to sound like the same song. All right, I'll play that one more time. So, oh wait, no. I don't have much money. And then the fourth phrase. I'll play that one again. Yep, okay. I buy a big house. No, stuff. There we go. All right. I buy a big house where we both would live. Okay, so it sounds like this. Okay, one more time. Here we go. So, 4, 1. I keep stuffing these up. I'm really out of it today. Here we go. 4, 1. And then it goes back to the second verse. So, and the notes are pretty much the same. Some of the rhythms are a little bit different, but it's pretty much just the same thing, really. So once we get back into the starts, if I was a sculptor, but then again, no, or a man who makes potions in a who makes potions in a traveling show. I'm going to go one by one instead of trying to do the whole thing because I'm stretching myself a little too thin. All right, here we go. So, yeah, so if I was a sculptor, but then again, no. Okay, so it's going to sound like this. That's F, so that's what I'm doing. Okay, so it sounds like this. So for 1. So yeah, what's sort of written there is a little bit different. In the recording, he kind of goes, but then again, no. So it's a little bit different too. So you kind of got a bit of a liberty to sort of play with it as you want, but the notes are exactly the same. And then again, no. And we go into, or a man who makes potions in a traveling. Ooh, something just fell off my keyboard. Show why. All right, so you see there's again that little riff at the end. Oh, why. Okay, and it also kind of links in at the start here. So from the end of the previous phrase, you've got the feeling inside. No, then again, no, or a man who makes potions in a traveling show. Yeah, so I'll play those notes. Yep, there we are. So 3, 4, or a man. Those are the last parts there. Why? So I'll play that again. So it's the end of the last phrase. 3, 4. So traveling show why. Then we're going into the next phrase. Okay, so here we go. So next phrase. Oh, I know it's. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I know it's not much, but it's the best. Oh gosh, I'm playing all these wrong notes. Best I can do. So let's play it again. No, it's not much, but it's the best I can do. Okay. So, do I? Not much. Oh yes, see this is where these notes on here are all going to be all slightly different. So what's written here isn't quite what is meant to be. Okay, so show why. No, it's not much, but it's the best I can do. All right, yeah. Just because I don't want to figure out these notes now. We're just going to listen to what I sing. So, traveling show I know it's not much, but it's the best I can do. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. Right, so that was the fourth verse, the first English going out the window too. The fourth phrase there that I was connecting. Okay, so we've got that. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. Okay, so with these little riffs as well, something to think about. When you're trying to, it's quite difficult to get them straight away because you need to be quite agile vocally. Even I'm not perfect at them. Okay, but one of the ways we can practice these is by breaking it down. If you want to see other good resources on this, there's a really great series on YouTube called by Natalie Weiss, and it's called Breaking Down the Riff. And she gets famous singers on, and she looks at famous riffs from pop songs and breaks them down with people. It's a lot of fun. Anyways, and that's pretty much what you do, right? So you slow things down, pardon me, and you break it down. So, for example, my gift is my song is normal, but then what's written here is and that might be quite difficult. So to get that, you might want to slow it down. So and my gift is my song, and you can go even slower if you need to. You can just keep going as slow as you need to. So my gift is my song, and then you kind of slowly start to speed it up. So and my gift is my song, and you know what I mean? So you've just got to whenever you come up against any sort of passage that's giving you a bit of grief because it's maybe too quick or the notes are sort of escaping you, slow it down, break it down. This kind of goes for anything, but particularly with fast little passages, little riffs. And riffs, I don't know if I actually said, riffs are just little pieces of ornamentation, basically. You sort of hear it a lot in contemporary talk, all right? But yeah, it's basically just little bits of ornamentation. But let's go on to the chorus now. So, my gift is my song, and I prefer that. It's just simpler. That's the other thing, is that with these ornamentations, you don't have to do them. You can just make them simple. So, my gift is my song, and this one's for you, this one's for you. And then we're going to, and you, that's right, here we go. So, and you can tell everybody this is your song. It may be quite simple, but... So we'll kind of go to there, and then we'll keep going. So we've got... and you can tell everybody. All right, so let's see if I can play this. Yeah, there it is there. And you can tell everybody. So another thing with contemporary voice, contemporary songs, you'll often hear the vowels will change. So this is a great example here. And you can tell everybody. So everybody rather than everybody. So rather than, and you can tell everybody, that would be a bit more classical, let's say. But we're going to go into, and you can tell everybody. All right. And this is where we really want to get these, over these sort of smooth phrases, we really want to make sure that air is really sort of kind of flowing over the top of all this again. So, and you can tell everybody. So rather than everybody, yeah? So we're coming over the top of these notes. Everything's nice and bright. This is a pretty bright song, really. And you can tell everybody. And then we're going to F. This is your song. This is your song. Yeah, so... it's got a G natural written there, but I think at some points he puts it as a G flat. So tell everybody. And you can tell everybody this is your song. And then we go into the next part. It may be quite simple, but... So this is another part. On the but, he always puts a little bit of an ornamentation. So I'll play that again. It may be quite simple, but... So on that quite quite. So rather than quite, 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 more of a quite, yeah? Quite simple, but now that it's done. That's the next phrase. So I'll play that again. Okay, here we go. So, for one. Maybe quite simple. So. It may be quite simple, but. It may be quite simple, but. And then we go on to the next phrase. Now that it's done, now that it's done, now that it's done. Here we go, let's play it again. Now that it's done. And then we get into the good bit. Here we go, it's my favourite bit. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words. So let's hear that again. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words. And you hold, and then you go on to the next part. Okay, so I'm gonna play that without the sing. I'm gonna sing that. I'm not gonna play anymore. I keep messing that up. All right, so I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down in words. So this is the rhythm. So I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind that I put down in words. Okay. So again, we really want to make sure everything's bright. So I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. So you can probably breathe after that first don't mind as well. So that's another thing. So breathing in a lot of these phrases has been pretty logical so far. You pretty much do it at the end of the phrase. But here you can get away with a breath after, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind. Just a little snatch breath really quickly, yeah? You don't have to. If you can keep going, keep going. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that up, because then you kind of need to keep going on that I put down in words. So, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words. So if you can do that phrase in one breath, you can try and do it, but I would probably just breathe after the first. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words. All right. And then we go into how wonderful life is while you're in the world. So, I'll sing that again. How wonderful life is while you're in the world. How wonderful life is while you're in the world. Cool. Actually, on that world, I kind of cut that off a little early. But probably sing that through. So, while you're in the world, and that's where that breathing exercise that we did before kind of comes in. While you're in the world, if you put your hands on your sides like we did before, and try that, you probably start to feel those muscles activate. Yeah, or you should be. You want to make sure that those muscles there are activating. But there's a really nice line to this. So we've got the I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind, that I put down in words how wonderful life is now you're in the world. So the whole thing is like is almost like a big breath as far as the phrasing of it, you know. So let's try. I am going to try and play the whole thing, but I'm not going to sing it. I'm just going to play the accompaniment. What maybe I'll do is I'll just play maybe the second verse or just one of the verses going into the choruses, just so you guys can practice a bit more. Because I'm aware I don't want this lesson to go for too long. That's all. So let's see how I do. So I'll just give you a bit of an intro, and then I'll sort of I'll nod to sort of lead you in. Yeah. Okay. So. I'm going to go back a bit further. So we'll go from I don't have much money, but so I don't have much money, but boy, if I did. Now we're going into the chorus. Oh wait. Oh no, I've messed that up. No, where am I going? I've completely lost. I've stuffed it. That's all right. So we'll just do the chorus from here. Okay. So. Oh, that's what's happening. Sorry. We'll go for the chorus again. Okay. Cool. Okay. So yeah, my piano skills aren't amazing yet, but that's all right. You know, something to work on. There's always something to work on. So I'm going to leave it there. But if you guys want to sing along with a better backing track than maybe what I just played, a good resource is just YouTube. To be honest, I use YouTube quite a lot, and I've used it, or I've actually like downloaded the MP3, and I've used that for auditions and things before. So it's a perfectly usable resource. So if you just type in, for example, your song backing track, I think I had it here on my other screen. If it's going to turn on, oh, it's going to play. There we go. Actually, I'll play a bit of it. I'll see if I can turn it up. So it's just called. If I just googled YouTube, your song backing track. And there was a good one here by Professional Karaoke. That's the channel name. So, you know, here's what it sort of sounds like. It's a little bit funny. This is where it comes in. Yeah, so that's a pretty decent track, really. So yeah, feel free to go and practice what we've learned today, and use those backing tracks, use those resources because they're there, and you might as well use them rather than put up with my my playing, which I need to work on. But that's okay. So thank you guys so much for sticking around if you're here at the end. And yeah, maybe I'll see you soon when we get out of lockdown, or if you'd like to book lessons online, I'm doing those too. So catch you later. Adios.